was that again?
Stop me if none of this makes sense.
We'll get something here.
My name is Barbara Waters, and I am made in New York.
I'm David Karp.
My name is Audra McDonald.
I'm Heidi Klum.
I am Bob Weinstein.
My name, Stephen Evans.
My name is Alan Cumming.
I'm Harvey Weinstein.
My name is Spike Lee, and I'm made in the Republic of Brooklyn, New York.
I've gone to many of the festivities of Made in New York, and I thought maybe one day I'll be made in New York.
There were almost no women in news when I started.
I got lost so many times.
You would have thought that I committed a crime.
Passed out in the middle of my final callback.
Again at the wrong place.
But then they offered me the job.
This is London. This is New York.
I started all my movie companies in New York City because I live in New York City.
I never imagined we'd make it out of high school, actually.
We've hit some big milestones this year, so we're closing in on 50 billion posts.
Welcome to the 2013
Made in New York Awards.
Welcome to the 2013 Made in New York Awards.
Now I'm going to say it quick. Welcome to the 2013 Made in New York Awards.
Welcome to the 2013
Made in Weather York.
Welcome to the 2013 Made in New York Awards.
Well, good evening. People wanted to know why we had rain tonight. Can you imagine if we didn't have rain, we wouldn't have been able to put everybody in the tent. So I arranged for the rain just to limit the audience, and everybody said, well, nobody'd come. Looks pretty good to me. Anyways, thank you all for coming. And we have an amazing collection of talent on this stage. I just feel so humble standing here. Now, I know what you're thinking. I should. Welcome to the 8th annual Made in New York Awards. We are shorter than the Oscars, hipper than the Emmys, and a lot more fun than the Nobel Peace Prize. Since this is the last Made in New York Awards I'll preside over, I really wanted it to be something special. Not for you, but for me. So while the 9 individuals being honored tonight really are amazing and the most talented in the world today at what they do, the real reason I chose them was because of what they'll be doing for my career moving forward. That is right. In 204 days, but who's counting, I expect people on the stage to become my personal dream team as I start production on Bloomberg by Bloomberg, the movie. I am so excited, my own little autobiography finally coming to a giant movieplex or Netflix account near you. Now think about this. Who better to produce than Harvey and Bob Weinstein? And they can pretty much guarantee an Oscar nomination in any category we want. Who better to co-produce than Sheila Nevins and HBO? I just have to promise to add more nudity and a lot of F words, and it'll work. We've got one of the greatest New York City movie makers ever, Spike Lee, to direct. As a Knicks fan, he's dying to work with a winner. The cast will be great. I, of course, will play myself, typecasting, you know. Heidi Klum will play Katherine Oliver. Audra McDonald will play Patty Harris, who also has a beautiful singing voice. And Alan Cumming can play anyone else, just like he does on Broadway. Now, the question you ask is, who's going to pay for it? Well, David Karp, who just sold Tumblr to Yahoo for $1.1 billion. Seems like a logical choice. And now I've got to convince Barbara Walters to come out of retirement for just one more Oscar special. Barbara, for the record, I'm an oak tree. Of course, even if my dream movie doesn't get made, I will say I have no regrets assembling and recognizing the amazing cast of winners on the stage tonight. The Made in New York Awards honor the best actors, crews, set designers, and entrepreneurs in the media and entertainment business. And since their work is made in New York, you know these people are the best in the business, and I do mean business. Tonight's honorees are a testament to a new golden age of film, television, and media in this city. Made in New York started in 2004 to promote what was then a small but growing film and television industry. And today, the phrase is a badge of honor and the logo of a mark of distinction. This industry now employs something like 130,000 New Yorkers and generates something like $7.1 billion in annual revenue. There are 26 primetime shows being shot here, including my own series, The Good Wife. I appeared in the final season, the season finale, just in case you weren't paying attention. Business is bustling, so much so that Kaufman Studios in Queens is now opening the first ever backlot. That's very exciting. And equally exciting was the expansion of the Made in New York brand this year to include the more than 1,000 technology companies who do at least 75% of their digital development here. And that includes Tumblr and former Made in New York winners Foursquare and Kickstarter. So this is a night to be proud of our entire media business. Yes, they deserve a round of applause. And makes us proud to be New Yorkers. And no one has worked harder to make it happen than the amazing Commissioner of the Mayor's Office of Media and Entertainment, Katherine Oliver. And let's bring her up right now.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, as always, for your unending support of our media and entertainment industry. And this is, the Made in New York Awards is always such a special event for us. And it's especially sentimental this year as we reflect on the last 12 years. And it really is incredible that so much time has gone by. And as the mayor said, we've had incredible success. And that success is really due, it's a testament to the collaborative spirit of the New York media and entertainment community that we've really lobbied and rallied together to get things done. I remember back in 2002, we had a dinner here at Gracie Mansion where we invited all of the heads of the labor unions and the studio heads. And we were talking about how could we lure back production because it was just the peak of runaway production at that stage. And the Teamster union head had said to us that that had never been done before to get all these folks together. And we did it, and we plotted a course and came up with a strategy, and production has never been stronger in the city of New York. We also worked so closely with the governor's office and many folks there, and also with several other city agencies and key stakeholders in the entertainment sector to come up with some very innovative incentives. And for the first time ever, we passed a tax credit in the state and city of New York, and that was never done before, and so that was historic for us. But one of the most heartwarming experiences has been to see the spirit of Made in New York unfold. It started as a marketing campaign, and then thanks to John Kamen from Radical Media, another Made in New York honoree, he created an amazing logo, and this went viral, and it just took off. And thanks to our marketing director, Ali Cleva, and deputy commissioners, John Batista and Todd Asher, they really ran with this. And Made in New York has gone global. And it really is special because it's a mark of distinction. And it was really designed to celebrate the creativity of the New York media and entertainment community. And it is a badge of honor. We are so proud of the 400 production assistants who have graduated from our Made in New York PA training program, and they're starting their careers in New York, and many of them are here tonight. And we're so proud of the thousands of jobs that we've connected people to in the tech community with our Made in New York digital jobs map, which you can find on madeinnewyork.com. We've also been so pleased with the development of our media center, and this fall you will see a Made in New York logo at a digital media center in Dumbo. It will be run by the IFP, and educational programs will be offered by General Assembly, and this will be a place where both filmmakers and technologists can work together to create new ways of telling stories and distributing them. And also, the Made in New York logo will be in the spotlight on Broadway this fall when we unveil a multimedia campaign and program to celebrate the history of the theaters in the Broadway Theater District. So we couldn't be more proud. But tonight, we are honoring some real Made in New York superstars, and we couldn't be more pleased that they're here with us tonight. We invite you to visit our website because we've produced videos on each and every one of the honorees. We'd like to thank the various guilds and unions, including SAG and AFTRA, the DGA, the Writers Guild, as well as Universal Pictures, ABC, CBS, NBC, the Weinstein Company, and Lincoln Center. A special thank you to our filmmaker, Jamie Stewart, and Amir Shokri for doing such amazing work on these videos. An extra special thank you to our staff as well for making tonight possible. For our executive producer, Doug Bernstein, who's been working his magic at many events like this through the last 12 years. For Ali Cleva and my amazing staff at the mayor's office for making movie magic each and every day. And of course, a special thank you to our mayor. For your leadership and support, you have changed our city, you have changed our industry, and you've changed all of our lives. And so we thank you for that. Thank you very much. And so now, without further ado, we need to give away some awards. In 1998, our first honoree mesmerized New York with his Broadway debut in Cabaret. We know him today as Eli Gold on CBS's The Good Wife, and you can currently catch him on stage at the Ethel Barrymore Theater, where he plays Macbeth and Lady Macbeth and Banquo and Malcolm and pretty much everyone else in Scotland.
It is now my pleasure to give a Made in New York award to a fantastic actor, and I'm proud to say one of my co-stars on The Good Wife, the terrific Alan Cumming.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, New York. The very first night I ever spent in New York, I had dinner with my friend Pat, and I told him that I'd found my home and I had to live here. And then, as he said, in 1998, I came here to perform in Cabaret. And when I took a break after 6 months to go and make a movie, and I came back after that, and I was walking down the street, and a stranger saw me and went, "Welcome home, Alan." And I realized that really was my home, and not only I knew that, but other people did. I think, you know, being a New Yorker is kind of a state of mind. It's about a spirit of adventure, and I feel like I have an adventure every day I leave my apartment. And I found love in this city, I found family in this city, and for many years, I've thought of myself as a New Yorker, but I feel like tonight this is the seal of approval. And I wanted to thank the city, not just for this award, but for this other one I got last week, which is really... I prefer this one tonight a little better, but I'm going to do my part to make sure the city's coffers are full up. But thank you very much.
I've known our next honoree from almost the moment I began as film commissioner. As president of HBO Documentary Films, she's overseen the development and production for all of the documentaries you see on HBO, HBO2, and Cinemax, and has won countless awards for her efforts. And now she can add a Made in New York award to that collection.
One of my best memories of Gracie Mansion was hearing, oh no, it's the wrong one. Hey, hopefully, this will be a big moment in the documentary about her that HBO will make one day, because we were here and we're going to spend some time. It's my honor to present the 2013 Made in New York Award to Sheila Nevins.
Well, I have to say I was made in New York. I was born here. I made out in New York. A long time ago, don't worry. And I grew up and old in New York, and here I am getting a Made in New York, as I should, award. I have to say this is a Jewish Jap's worst nightmare, which is getting an award when it's raining. And I really apologize. It was bone Asian straight when I left the house. And now I look like I'm from New York. Anyway, this means a lot. It means a lot because it really belongs to Katherine. Katherine has made it possible for us to do a lot of stuff in New York. Before Katherine, it was hard to make films in New York. With Katherine, New York became a possibility, and I really, really thank Katherine. Where are you? I also thank the mayor for caring about New York, for tripping over bicycles on a continuing basis. I also want to say that if you think I'm sucking up to them, they'll be out of work in November, and I just got a 4-year contract. Thank you very much.
Our next honoree has the rare distinction of being the only actress to win 5 Tony Awards within a 20-year period. She's thrilled audiences on Broadway and in concert in her glorious voice, and she was a showstopper last night at the Tonys.
She also, you should know, sang right here on this stage at the wedding of 2 of our first commissioners that got married to each other, one of the first gay weddings held in New York City. So tonight, I will do her the honor of not returning the favor. It is my pleasure to give this Made in New York award to Audra McDonald.
This is an incredible honor. It's interesting. I was thinking about where I was made. I was made in, well, a couple of things. First of all, Sheila, my hair was, I have the opposite problem. I tried to go nice and curly before tonight, and now I've gone Asian straight. I don't know what happened. So you've got the Jufro, I have the Afro, it's fine. But no, I was made in Berlin, Germany, actually, Heidi. I was born in Germany, and then I moved to Fresno, California, where I lived for 17 years and always felt a little bit out of place there. And all I knew is that I wanted to live in New York. And so I ended up getting a chance to go to Juilliard, and I moved to New York at the age of 17, and I finally found home for me. And I've lived in New York longer than I've lived in Fresno, California, so I can officially say that New York is my home. So much so that I found out about 8 years after I moved to New York that I was not a United States citizen. I did not know this because I was born in Germany. My parents forgot to register my birth in the United States. And I went to the New York passport office to get my passport renewed so I could go to Italy, and was told, you're not a US citizen. So I had to apply for citizenship, and so that's when I really felt like a New Yorker. But more importantly, New York for me was a place where I felt like I finally belonged. I felt like I could express who I was, and everywhere I looked, I saw creativity, vitality, life, culture, the world. And what makes me more proud than anything is that I've gotten a chance to raise my child in this city. And that I can show her the microcosm of what the world is and what the world can be and how social change can happen, and it happens here. What we do here affects the entire world, and the fact that she gets to see all of that example every day as she walks these streets makes me so proud and so happy. So thank you so much for accepting me.
Being awarded isn't new for our next honorees. Between them, they've won over 78 Oscars and received 321 nominations, while releasing some of the most critically acclaimed films of the past few decades. And they've done it from their home base of Miramax Films and the Weinstein Company right here in New York City.
2 awards, 2 statues. Family politics is so difficult. It is my pleasure to give these Made in New York awards to the Prides of Flushing. In alphabetical order, Bob and Harvey Weinstein.
Thank you for the award. We were told to keep our speeches to 1.5 minutes, and I just want to say that if my brother keeps his speech to 1.5 minutes, I'm going to give him $10,000. I want to thank the mayor and the commissioner for this award, and for all the people that got the award before us and that we're sharing tonight. I'll give you a New York story. When we were growing up, every Saturday, my mother Miriam went to the beauty parlor. Without exception. Max took us to the Midway movie theater in Queens. On those Saturdays, year after year, hundreds of films of all kinds. This is where we got our film school education. One Saturday, my mom wanted to put a stop to it forever. Told my father, the boys need fresh air. He bought fishing gear for the first time and said he was going to take us fishing in Flushing Meadow Park. We protested and lost. 40 minutes in, and no fish were caught. Max looks to the fisherman next to him and asks him 2 questions. How long have you been here? And how many fish did you caught? The answer, I've been here 3 hours and no fish. We immediately left the rods, the reels on the bank and we went immediately to the movie theater, and order was restored. And we never went fishing again. We were made in New York, we lived in New York, and we're never leaving New York. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Bloomberg and Commissioner Oliver, for this tremendous accolade. I do want to say that we've had tremendous years, but about 4.5 years ago there was a bump in the road, and I called our mayor, and I just said, things are a little topsy-turvy here at the company. We could be moving jobs to California, and we don't want to leave New York City. And the mayor, extremely busy as he was with so many more important things, dropped a lot of things and got it done for us. So the mayor's there in a big way, and the mayor's there in an individual way. And I don't think Bob and I would be on this stage if the mayor wasn't there for us. So thank you, Mayor Bloomberg. The reason Bob and I became fond of independent foreign films is because when we were 14-year-old boys and our hormones were raging, we saw an ad for the Mayfair movie theater, a theater we had no idea where it was, and it said The 400 Blows, and we thought that was something else, and and we walked 5 miles to find the Mayfair movie theater. I mean, mile after mile. It was like being in the desert. Maybe we should drop out, but finally we made it, 6 of us. The minute the movie started, it was black and white, French movie, directed by Francois Truffaut, and nothing like we sold the 4 buddies on who went with us to the movie theater. They left, and we haunted that movie theater for as long as they played art house movies. I remember we'd take my dad when it was 18 and over, and he'd just sort of sleep in the back, and we'd watch, the most incredible foreign language movies from Bergman, Fellini, and Philippe de Broca. Like Bob, Miriam, and Max were also made in New York. Our father and our mom, and my mom at 86 years old, is quite lively, quite a New Yorker, and proud of her boys for winning this award. Thank you so much, everybody.
You may have heard about our next honoree in the news lately. Its media network is home to an audience of more than 300 million unique visitors and has been headquartered right here in New York City since its founding in 2007.
It is my pleasure to hand over this next award. I expect to see it and me all over the blogosphere within minutes. I'm happy to give the Made in New York Award to Tumblr and its founder, CEO David Karp.
Thank you, Mayor Bloomberg and Commissioner Oliver, both for this award and for your continued support of the tech industry in New York City, and also for making me follow the most unbelievably charismatic people you could find in this city. We're honored to be here tonight alongside these extraordinary creators, and we're proud to help represent this thriving community of innovators that call New York City their home. I grew up here. There was no way that I was going to be doing this anywhere else. Nobody was getting me to move to Palo Alto, though our West Coast investors occasionally tried. But my personal bias aside, Tumblr could not have become what it is today if it weren't for this city. From our backers at Union Square Ventures that appreciated the intersection of audiences and creators, the incredibly talented and diverse community of local creators that got this whole thing started. True story, so if you looked at Tumblr's analytics for the first year or so, where it broke out the top cities, and it's usually San Francisco, New York City, et cetera, et cetera. First city for Tumblr for the first year was Brooklyn. Pretty freaking cool. And of course, the support and warmth from this tech community, who've been friends and mentors since we launched Tumblr in 2007, actually at the New York Tech Meetup. And I believe Dawn Barber is somewhere here tonight, so thank you, Dawn, and thank you, Scott Heiferman, for putting that together. Really, we owe so much to all of you for making Tumblr what it is. We are proud to be making Tumblr in New York, and thank you, Mom, for making me in New York. Thank you, everybody.
With the Tony Awards happening just last night, we couldn't have this ceremony without celebrating another unique aspect of the city's entertainment industry, Broadway. And the production that took home the most awards last night was Kinky Boots, including Best Musical. And this show boasts an amazing New York City pedigree. The Tony-winning musical score is by a girl from Ozone Park, Cyndi Lauper. And the book is by our next guest, a boy from Bensonhurst. To introduce a special performance, please welcome four-time Tony winner Harvey Fierstein.
Hello, New York. We had a good time last night. Certainly had worse nights in the theater. So, as the mayor said, I am Cyndi Lauper. You have to change your hair sometimes. And yes, this show was born from the marriage of Brooklyn and Queens. And we couldn't be prouder. Cyndi would have been here today, but we've already put her on an airplane and sent her off somewhere to promote the show. But we do have a wonderful cast member here today to sing one of Cyndi's almost classic, soon-to-be classic. Audra will be recording this any day now for her new Broadway album, The Songs of Cyndi Lauper, the Broadway Songs of Cyndi Lauper. And so to sing The History of Wrong Guys, which is a song in the show, there is a family factory, and the factory is going out of business because they make old-fashioned shoes, and they can now get much cheaper shoes imported, and they need to rethink things in that factory. And the young man who takes over the factory goes out and meets a drag queen, and they decide to make boots, and there's a young woman who has known this young man all her life and thought of him as a boring twit, now takes a new look at him as he's taken a new look at the factory and says, I think I have a crush. So please welcome Anna Lee Ashford to sing The History of Wrong Guys.
Oh no, you so sad. Girl, 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 I'm warning you. I think I have a crush. I can't. I think I've fallen for him. Oh no. Why not? Women have been making bad choices since the beginning of time. I'm gonna be
Isn't she terrific? Anna Lee was actually in the cast of Hair when they joined me a few years ago to perform in the Inner Circle charity show. Just think about that. 1 week working with me, and she almost wins a Tony. And now, Katherine, 3 more awards.
Our next honoree knows a lot about fame, fortune, and fashion. She's graced the cover of practically every magazine in the world. The cover of Variety? She has her own line of maternity wear. She hosts and executive produces Project Runway and is now one of the newest judges on NBC's America's Got Talent.
Heidi Klum, when it comes to awards, you're either in or you're out. You're in. It is my pleasure to give the next Made in New York award to Heidi Klum.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, New York City. You had me sweating there for a second. I thought I didn't make the cut. Thank you. This is awesome. Thank you so much. Well, I am not made in New York. I was made in Germany, and I came to New York City about 20 years ago, and I was terrified of the city because I come from a small town. And I came here, and the city is so fast, and there's so many people, and I didn't really speak the language, maybe a little bit. My name is Heidi, and I'm from Germany, and that was pretty much it. But I learned to love this city so fast. You know, people come from all over the world to be in New York City. I love the different people, the different food, the vibe on the street. Every day is just so exciting, and I just love it. It's also a great platform to work here, and now I'm shooting season 12 of Project Runway here in New York City. And I know, it's very exciting. When we started this many, many moons ago, we never thought it was going to be such a big success, but we need the city to shoot. You know, my designers, they get inspired every day, the same way how we get inspired every day to walk the streets of New York City. And so we're very, very proud to shoot this year. And yes, I'm doing America's Got Talent at Radio City Music Hall, which is also very exciting. Very big, famous place in New York City, so thank you very much. I love New York. I always will love New York. It's my home away from home. Thank you so much.
Our next honoree is synonymous with New York City filmmaking. His unique viewpoint is evident in such films as Do the Right Thing, Summer of Sam, and Inside Man. He's a writer, director, actor, producer, author, and educator, and he's made his career in NYC.
It is now my pleasure to present this next award to a true New York City icon. The Minister of Culture in the Republic of Brooklyn, Spike Lee.
I want to thank the mayor and the commissioner. And I have one question. Is Brooklyn in the house? Brooklyn's in the house. It's funny, even before I wanted to be a filmmaker, I was walking around New York. One day I was walking on the promenade, and I saw Robert De Niro's Travis Bickle and Taxi Driver. Then I was in the final scene of King Kong. Remember that? It was the World Trade Center. They had the fake King Kong, and they put an ad in the paper and show up. I was there. I was there when they shot The Wiz. All these things I saw, it was amazing to me to see movies made, and it was in New York City. So I want to continue to make my films and representing Brooklyn. The Chronicles of Brooklyn, we go through it. She's Gotta Have It, Do the Right Thing, Crooklyn, Clockers, He Got Game, and Red Hook Summer. So we continue making films about Brooklyn. And also, I want to thank my wife, Tanya, for everything that she's helped me with. And Mayor, I have one request. This person that keeps calling the cops on my father, about my father's a great jazz musician. We bought our brownstone in 1968, way before these people moved in. Pre-gentrified Fort Greene. My father's a great musician. Let him play his music. Thank you.
Okay. Now we come to our final award, a very special honor. It's time to present the Made in New York Mayor's Award for Lifetime Achievement. And there was actually very little debate about who should win this year. In fact, I really had no choice. It was either give it to her or go back on The View 83 more times to say how wonderful she is. This just seemed quicker. And besides, with 11 Emmy Awards, countless Lifetime Achievement Awards and honorary doctorates, a spot in the TV Academy Hall of Fame, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and a wax portrait of her in Madame Tussauds. I can't imagine a more deserving choice. There can be no doubt that she is one of the most legendary broadcasters and journalists of our time. Co-host of The Today Show, first woman to co-anchor the network news, for 29 years host of her famous Oscar specials, for 25 chief correspondent of 2020, and for 20 host of the 10 Most Fascinating People. She's interviewed virtually anybody and was generally the first one to do it. A joint interview with the President of Egypt and the Prime Minister of Israel. An hour with Fidel Castro. A sit-down with Monica Lewinsky, creator, co-host, and executive producer of The View, from which she recently announced her retirement as of next summer. Apparently, she just couldn't go on very much longer after I leave office, but you know. Everyone in the world knows and values her work, but no one more so than the people of New York City. And if you don't believe me, you just watch this.
Barbara Walters is an icon.
Intelligent, classy. She's an American tradition.
She knows how to conduct an interview. She knows how to get around to people, you know what I'm saying? If she wants an answer, she gets it.
Do you drink too much?
What will you tell your children
When you have them.
Have you ever ordered
Someone to be killed?
If you were a tree, what kind of tree?
Would you be? I'd like to be a mango tree. Where is heaven?
I would be an orange tree.
I'm standing here with the Prime Minister of Israel and the President of Egypt. Why don't you shake hands?
Teach me how to Dougie? Teach me how to Dougie.
Yeah. Tell me about your childhood.
I'm sorry. Please.
Oh, Barbara, I promise I wouldn't cry. I do.
Cry, baby. I love The View. I think it's great. I don't understand why she's leaving.
Who's going to replace her?
I think I want her spot, actually.
Who are they going to get to replace her?
Sound speeding.
View audition, take one. Okay, can you just give us your name, please?
Mike Bloomberg. I'm Mike Bloomberg, and this is 2020.
No, this is for The View.
This is for The View. Let's let Elizabeth get a word in. Whoopi, what are the hot topics today?
Just see one more time, that's all.
Whoopi, what are the hot topics? Whoopi, what are the hot topics today? Joy. Cherry, you're a newlywed. What do you think?
Okay, good. Got it?
I don't even know why I have to audition. I must have been on that show 50 times. Do you need a resume? So when will you let me know? I have a lot of free time next year.
Barbara.
You're one of the most fascinating people in the world.
And that
is the understatement of the year.
Congratulations,
Barbara.
Congratulations, Barbara. New York, love you. 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 New York,
It is now my honor to present the Made in New York Mayor's Award for Lifetime Achievement to a great friend of this city and of mine, Barbara Walters.
Cry. After all the years that I made people cry, tonight you made me cry, and I thank you. By the way, I would like to introduce the executive producer of The View, Bill Getty, and the executive producer of 2020, David Sloan. Do you think you have a place for him, gentlemen? Bill? David? The man's auditioning, nothing? Not even when we do Guy Day Friday? Nothing? Keep trying. He's been on The View at every important occasion for us. And we were even, well, I'll tell you about it later. You know, it's raining out, and it's a terrible night, so you can't go anywhere. Therefore, I wrote 35. But I want to thank you on behalf of all the recipients and Mr. Mayor. I mean, I didn't think anybody was going to show up tonight. I thought it would be, you know, the three of us. So the fact that all of you came, and I know you came for everybody, but I'm very touched. And I want to thank you for braving this all. And since there's no place at all for you to go, I will now read my speech. So actually, I was not made in New York. I was made in the suburb of Boston, as was the mayor. And I followed him here, correct? Dorchester, was it?
Brighton.
Brighton, and I'm from Brookline, Spike, not Brooklyn, but Brookline. So I am receiving this Lifetime Achievement Award, and that is very great news to me. So let me tell you why I am receiving this award. First of all, I do not sweat on the air. I am never too hot, even while my co-anchors on The View fan themselves through menopause. 2, I never seem to have to go to the bathroom. This is no easy achievement. It means that I can sit through long debates and endless questions and answer periods and outsit everyone. 3, like the song That's Why the Lady is a Tramp, I go to the theater and never come late. I also do not leave at intermission, and I have great pride in my colleagues on The View. Their success is my success. I have lived to see a black president, a woman anchoring the evening news, and the right to sit with a girlfriend on a Saturday night at a fancy restaurant and still get waited on. I have had an amazing career. I have met world leaders and kings and queens and heroes and villains and movie stars and wannabes. I have interviewed every US president since Richard Nixon. I still have not interviewed the Queen of England or the Pope, and I hope one day in the not too distant future to interview the first female president of the United States. I am a personal friend of, I think, the greatest mayor of the greatest city in the world, New York. The mayor and I have been married before millions of people on The View. Our marriage has never been consummated, for which I blame Diana Taylor. It is no accident that Diana is not here tonight. Seriously, though, I understand that she's a little under the weather. Diana, if you're listening, if someone tells you, I love you and I miss not seeing you tonight. So I am retiring in a year from 50 years of the most exciting and demanding careers that a person could have. 37 years at ABC News, 13 years before on the Today Show on NBC. I still have my own teeth and my own hair and my faith in the future. If achievement means having dear friends, who wish me well than just look around. My oldest, not in years, but in friendship, my oldest friend came here tonight. And this, just looking at the people I love who are here, it fills me with so much pride. These are people I cherish. And that's so important in our lives, all of you, when you're so busy. And I know you have families, but it's the friends who are there for you when the days aren't quite so terrific and there to rejoice with you on nights like tonight. So I accept this award, Mr. Mayor, with pride and pleasure and the deepest gratitude, and I will now relax and enjoy the company of the other recipients and maybe even go to the bathroom. Thank you.
Well, what about nice big round of applause one more time for everybody that's here? Okay, that does it for tonight. Thank you, KO. Thank you to our mix master, Brandon Felice. Thank you, Baked by Melissa and 6 Points Brewery for the food and drink, and the Bosco, who's responsible for the fun gift making machine. I hope you try it. Thank you all for coming. Good luck on your projects, and keep making them here in New York. Good night.